So we gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk about you know growing up in on the west side of Chicago, where I'm from, full of gangs and danger, and how I survived by standing on all 10 and never being a hoe. I wasn't the toughest, but I definitely wasn't no hoe. So the first thing in how you survive is, you know, you make sure that you don't have nobody that's calling you out your name, being disrespectful without a response. And we grew up in the era where we gonna fight it out. You get respect when you fight it out. But it's family, you know what I mean? Even in family, you have fights, but that's the way it should be. You get into a situation, you fight instead of shoot. Shooting came later on, but we started off fighting. And that's really how you made your mark in the neighborhood, the type of fighter you are. But you got people now, they cowards and they gonna shoot. But we grew up where you had to fight. Whether you win or you lost, you still had to fight. But you had respect for that man. Even if you lost, you gained respect because you still stood up like a man on all 10 and fought. And that's what's wrong with the new era, is that even if we lost a fight, we still won because we gained respect because we stood up to whatever the situation is, and we fought, and we all fought together. You know what I mean? Like, everybody would be there. And you had to fight. It wasn't no bagging out, wasn't no copping out. You had to fight. So um, you know, where I grew up is an area, on the west side of Chicago, right off Cicero, Lake Street, Cicero and Fulton, and it was tough. At the end of the day, only the real survive. And that a real is just being a man, being standing on all 10, protecting your neighborhood, protecting your family, and knowing that you still gotta ride with your homies whether they right or wrong, but you gotta let them know when they wrong. So we came up with, we demonstrated, and we gave violations to people that was wrong when they went to go do something that was stupid and it was out of pocket. It would be dealt with the family. We'll take care of it. Somebody told us that you did something that was bogus, and then it turns out it was true, you was gonna get a violation. It's gonna be a demonstration. And we really missing that nowadays, where you need that structure and organization for these young boys that's out here that's doing all this crazy stuff. Not saying that we ain't do crazy stuff too, but it was consequences for the crazy stuff that we did. I think it started in my era when we started not listening to the OGs, so it's kind of, we're responsible for this generation in a lot of ways. But even when we started not listening, we still got violated. It was still gonna be a demonstration. You was gonna get marched down on and handled. So, yeah, how I survived is because I was a man. I stayed on all 10, and you win some, you lose some, but you get respect as long as you stand up in that circle and you fight. So this is the Heart of the Streets podcast. I'm going to do more stories about growing up on the west side of Chicago, growing up in Chicago in general, and I'll be back at you. Like, share, subscribe.